Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini, and what I got for you today is the Arkansas Razorbacks top 10 uh, at this point at week 6 in the 2024 season. Had a hard time spitting that out. Now, and what I've done, this is Arkansas's bye week, this last week was, and I meant to post this video back a week ago, and is every night I've been busy and I haven't had time to make a video. It's been crazy every night, and I've been meaning to do it since Sunday night. This is Saturday morning before Arkansas goes to play tennis, excuse me, before LSU comes to Arkansas here at our backdrop here on my slide at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. And I hope you fans tonight, man, make it hard on those guys. We need another big win, and we can definitely do it, man. This has been a good year, really good year so far. We're sitting at 4-2. Our first loss against Oklahoma State. Had the game won, should have won it. We should be 5-1, but hey, Oklahoma State's a good team. They got beat last night by BYU at the last minute. Oklahoma State's been having some bad luck, man. They get up in games. They got a really good team, then they get clipped there at the end, and then Texas A&M beat us too in a game that we could have won it, but I think A&M was probably better than us. I don't know, man. Their defense was really a lot better than I thought they were, and then you see them beat the dog mess out of Missouri the next week. So man, Texas A&M I think might have been a little underrated. We'll see how they do today. I think they play Mississippi State, but boy, they're really good. But then we bounce back and get a lot of big wins. I can't probably name them all right now. But the big one, is beating Tennessee at home. One that not a lot of people thought we could win. But I know that stadium was full of fans that believed it. Because you guys, like I said, when we got down 14-3 on the video in that game, I was thinking, oh no, I don't know if we win this game. I think we're beat. But man, those Hogs come back fighting, and they never quit. Down 14-3 there late and come back and win that. I mean, holy moly, against Tennessee, that was big time. And it shows you what a great job Coach Pittman has done. He brought a lot of talent in, made that offensive line better. Defense struggled early, but they're coming on now, especially the secondary. Great job Coach Pittman bringing in Coach Petrino. Man, that guy he's a master offensive play caller. We're so lucky to get him back. I couldn't believe it when they hired him back here during basketball. And, he hadn't even been here a whole year. And we got to get behind these guys and keep them here for 3, 4, 5 years, and just keep rolling here. We've got a great staff with Travis Williams running our defense, and that great defense staff he has with Deke Adams and all those guys. I can't remember all their names. But and then Coach Petrino and man, he's got a great staff, and they're just going to keep getting better. We get behind these guys, and the recruits, we'll see that we're behind them. They're going to be there, and they can commit to them. And been a really good year. I just hope and pray that Taylor Green is healthy tonight and can play up to 100% of his abilities. I hope he can. I'm sure Petrino's got Malachi Singleton ready. Malachi Singleton, Taylor Green reminds me a lot of Randall Cunningham and a slinky. That's what I tell everybody. But he does. He looks like Randall Cunningham to me. And look it up, and you'll see what I mean. And then look at Randall Cunningham up on YouTube. He was great, and Taylor Green's been really good. And then Malachi Singleton reminds me of Donovan McNabb, that played with the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. Heck of a player. I think they're very similar. They look pretty similar, and same type of player too. But anyway, I think Petrino will have them ready. Running backs be ready with Braylon Sanders and then Jaquindon Jackson. I think we'll be ready to go tonight versus LSU. I hope. I can't stand LSU and their head coach, Brian Kelly. I don't like that guy at all. I hate that LSU hired him. If I was an LSU fan, I think I'd have to stop for a little bit because I can't stand that guy. But anyway, he comes to LSU and acts like he's a Southern guy or something. Man, I just don't like him. But anyway, I hope we kick their butt. But anyway, I really don't like them. Everybody else I'm okay with, but I don't like him. All right, so let's get into this. Like I said, this is the top 10 for the season so far. And so let's get into it. All right, number 10 is wide receiver Isaiah Satanga. Comes in at number 10. He is from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Arkansas, boy. Excuse me, sniffing. My allergies are wearing me out. And he grades out so far at 71.5, which is a really good grade. He has 21 catches for 312 yards and 1 touchdown. He's second on the team in catches and receiving yards. He has 2 kick returns for 46 yards and 5 punt returns for 46 yards, which is a 9.2 average, which you like to see that, about 9 or 10 yard average, because you say that's like a first down, and so that's what you like to see. So doing good there. He's graded out at 71.5% on offense, 71.7 receiving grade, as far as catching the ball, and then a 67.8% run blocking grade, which is surprising to me because Satega's not a big guy, but at least he's getting out there and trying to block. 67.8 is a pretty good grade, so good job to him. Kudos. Great season so far, Isaiah. Let's keep making big plays, man. We need some big ones from you tonight versus LSU for sure in the rest of the year. So great job. And I've been saying this last several years since Sting has been there. We need to get speed on the field. And finally, Bobby Petrino has come, and he's gotten him on the field and gotten him the ball. He's second on the team behind Andrew Armstrong, and made, who was that? He made that huge catch on, ended up winning. It was Auburn. And so finally, we get an offensive play caller that knows what he's doing, and Coach Petrino. Not that the other guys. Brawls was good too, but anyway. All right, here we go. Number 9 is cornerback Danico Slaughter from Roswell, Georgia. He grades out at 72.1, and this is a special teams grade. Danico was getting torched early in the season, but he's really played well here lately. He's come on, but this is not for a defensive grade. This is just for his play on special teams. He's on the punt return team. He's on punt coverage, the punt team, and he's on the field goal block team too. And he has 1 tackle, but he's graded out at 72.1%. So I went ahead and added on there, guys. Special teams are huge. It's one part of that 3-headed system, offense, defense, special teams. You need to win them all. A lot of teams and coaches have won games just with special teams, or huge plays from the special teams. So great job there by Slaughter. Very good job. All right, number 8, defensive tackle Eric Gregory from Memphis, Tennessee. He grades out at 74%. So far this year, Gregory has 3 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries, 16 tackles, 12 stop tackles. Remember, a stop tackle is when you make a tackle and it stops that drive. They have to punt or a turnover. He's graded out as an 83 versus the run, 57.9 tackle. That needs to get better, Gregory. Come on now. And then 57.6 pass rush. That needs to get a little bit better too. But anyway, Gregory's having a great year. He's the guy that ran a Tennessee quarterback out of bounds after Quincy Rhodes chased him out of the pocket. And big 300-pound Gregory, and that's what I talk about. He's got NFL prototype size and speed, and that's what you want with these players you're recruiting. And Arkansas is getting a bunch of them. I hadn't done a recruiting video in a while because they've been in the season. But anyway, Eric Gregory's having a great year, doing a good job. Keep it up. All right, number 7 is cornerback Marquise Robinson from Crosby, Mississippi. He comes in at 74.8% grade overall. And that's on defense. He has 1 batted ball, 13 tackles, and 5 of those being stop tackles. 52.6 receiving percentage versus him. So that means whenever they've targeted the receiver he's covering, they only completed 52.6% of them. He has 3 passes broken up. Now he has a 73.1 NFL grade, and that is the quarterback rating grade, like they do in the NFL. You hear it, that quarterback had a 118 or whatever. Well, whenever they throw at Marquise Robinson, the quarterback's rating is 73.1, which is very low. And so very good job there. He grades at 77.4 versus the run. That's very good too. This is a cornerback here. This is not a safety. 72.7% coverage grade. So he's got 2 really good grades there, guys. I mean, Marquise has been playing really well. And then a 65% tackling grade, which is pretty good too. All right, very good, Marquise. Keep it up, man. You've been a very good. We've had Braxton out, and the boy from Texas, the white kid, I can't think of his name. They've been out, and so he's done a great job, especially Braxton. Braxton's a corner, and stepping up is filling in some holes there. All right, number 6 was punter and kickoff man, Devin Bell from La Jolla, California. He's graded in at 79.5%. He's had 15 punts for a 47.5-yard average. He had a long of 66. He has 6 down punts inside the 20, which is huge. If you remember, he had the big fake punt return. I believe that was versus A&M, if I'm correct. He had the big when he got hit roughing the punter or running into the punter that gave us a big first down. I mean, Devin's had a really good year, and they've graded him. I get these grades off of PFF.com. Their website do a lot of grading and stuff. I don't have the time to do all the grading. I used to do it when I was coaching, and so grades are good because even whether you win by 80 or you lose by 80, you see who played good and who didn't. You can't always just look off the score and think how everybody did. Some people play bad when you win. Some people play good when you get your butt kicked. So grades help determine that. So anyway, so Devin Bell, number 6, man, he's had a really good year so far. And punters are so important. Man, I saw these coaches about no punting and this and that. To Kevin Kelly up in Sheridan. Well, guess what? He's been having to punt some this year because he's at Sheridan. He don't have better athletes than everybody else. Now, they're winning some, I think, but you can't do that like he could when he was at Pulaski or wherever he was, when he had all better talent than everybody else. At Sheridan, he don't. He should have as good a talent or better. But anyway, you have to punt the ball in real football when the other team is as good as you. And that punt team, man, your punter is so very important to flip field position. Very important. So great job there by Devin Bell. Number 5 is defensive end Quincy Rhodes Jr. from Little Rock, Arkansas. He grades in at 81%. He has 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit, 4 quarterback hurries, 3 tackles, and 3 of those, and I guess all 3 of those were for stop tackles. And his big play this year was getting a Tennessee quarterback, rushing him out of the pocket there in the last play of the game. And then Eric Gregory went on and chased him out of bounds. I mean, a huge play because he came in. It's tough for Quincy. He's behind on Nico Davier and Landon Jackson, 2 really good players. So, I'd like to see him bring him in as a defensive tackle or something sometimes in obvious passing situations just to get him on the field, then rush the passer. Maybe they'll start doing that. But, and so he don't get to play as much. Like I said, I'd like to see him come in there some. But anyway, he's doing a good job when he's in there, and he's played enough. I made it where they had to play a certain number of plays. There were some guys that only played just a few plays this season, but I tried to get guys that were playing, the everyday players, not had to be starters necessarily, but had to play at least close to like 75% of the snaps. So Quincy qualified there. So great job by him. Keep coming, Quincy. Doing a good job. All right, number 4. Man, this guy's been big. Running back Jaquindon Jackson from Dallas, Texas. He grades in at 81.7 so far this season. He has 98 carries for 568 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's averaging 5.8 yards per carry, which is huge. He's also added 10 catches for 118 yards. He grades out at 81.7 as his offense overall grade, 86% in the run and 67% in the passing game, which includes blocking and receiving. So Jaquindon has been absolutely a huge pickup in the transfer portal. This guy he is a hoss. He just had a really good season. I mean, we would not be where we are without him for sure. I just hope and pray he can stay healthy. And he hasn't missed any games, but he has to come out. Boy, he's a hoss. He's really good. I didn't know much about him when they signed him. I just heard a lot of people when he transferred in talk about how good he was. And, man, he's a good one. He really is. And, boy, he's really good. And I hope he continues to do well and stay healthy. So great job, Jaquindon. You are a huge pickup. Great job by Pittman and Petrino getting this guy in here. Boy, he's a good one. All right, number 3, a guy that's been really maligned by a lot of the fans this year. Not at times, because we expect him just to dominate all the time. But he's having a really good year. His defensive end, Landon Jackson, right here from Texarkana, Texas, close to me. He's grades in at 82.1%. Really, really good grade. He has 2 sacks. He has 3 quarterback hits. Like to see those come up a little bit, and I think they will. He's kind of getting into the groove here. He has 14 quarterback hurries. He has 3 batted balls, 25 tackles. 16 of those tackles were stop tackles. He grades out 85 or 86% versus the run, you could say. 71% tackle grade, which is really good, and a 69% pass rush grade. And that's come up with him here these last against Tennessee and some of these other teams. It's come up a little bit. So great by Landon. Landon, is supposed to be one of the best players for the NFL draft coming up here, especially defensive end. And he's starting to come in to play into that. He struggled a little bit early, I think, but now he's kind of coming to his own, and he's played a lot better these last couple weeks. But he grades in as our third best player so far this year. So great job, Landon. Let's keep it up. Keep getting it, man. All right, number 2. Man, this guy has been huge. Quarterback Taylor Green from Dallas, Texas. Grades in at 84.1%. Clearly this guy's a heck of a player. Petrino and Pittman did a great job getting him. I think Petrino had tried to recruit him earlier in his career when he came out of high school. And so he knew he was good. Taylor's been everything he's been billed to be. Even against Tennessee, he don't rush for 1 yard, and he threw the ball, the whole time. So showed he can win games with his arm. But he has his legs, too, if he needs them. Hopefully he's going to have them tonight versus LSU because we're going to need him. Now, this season he has a 58% completion percentage, which is not great, but he's not an elite passer. He's getting better. Like I say, versus Tennessee, he only had 1 yard rushing. So anyway, he shows he can win the ball he can win a game with his arm too if he has to. Now he's thrown for 1,500 yards. That's really good. He has 5 touchdowns, also 5 interceptions. We'd like to see those interceptions down to maybe 1 or 2. So let's hopefully do a better job of protecting that football. It's like Coach Pittman said, if we have the same number of turnovers as our opponent, we have a really good chance of winning versus anybody in the college football. This roster is that good, and I agree with him totally. So anyway, just like to see those turnovers come down. Remember, a sack or a punt is never a bad thing, so just hang on to that football. All right, we have 73 carries for 418 yards and 4 touchdowns, so that's another big part of his game is his rushing. He can beat you with his legs or his arm. So he grades out 84.1. That's an overall offensive grade. 81% in the passing game and 74% in the run game. I put run D. That's in the run game. So really good job there. See, he has a higher passing rating than he does running rating. So you see he's played well throwing the ball as well too. Very good. So Taylor, man, he's been a heck of a transfer. This guy is everything we thought he was going to be, or me for sure. And I hope he's healthy. I hope we see him with some big plays tonight, and because we're going to need him, and we're going to need him down the rest of the stretch here. And so great job by him so far, and let's keep it rolling. Taylor's had a great season. And here's our number 1 player. Excuse me, I apologize for me snotting. Our number 1 player is, have a drum roll. Da, 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 da. Number 1 is Andrew Armstrong, wide receiver from Dallas, Texas. He grades in at 84.2. You see, Taylor was 84.1, and Armstrong was 84.2. So Armstrong has come on this year and had an absolutely wonderful season so far. You see what Petrino has done for him, and him and Taylor Green have really developed a relationship on the field. They are really in sync with each other. Andrew has 38 catches for 552 yards. That's a 14.5 yards per catch average. He leads the team in catches and receiving yards. He grades out at 84.7 receiving and 60.3% in the run blocking game, which is really good. So he blocks for run, and he's a good receiver too. And I mean, Andrew just had an absolutely wonderful season, so far this year. We need him to keep playing well, keep getting open, because we'll need him. But he's had an absolutely wonderful season, and he is so far our number 1 player this season. And he's had just a great year, and we need him to keep on coming, keep going. We need a big game tonight versus LSU, Andrew. So let's get it, man. Let's go get a Tiger tonight. So here's our top. You see, I had 13. I had 10, and then I added in the special teams guys. I added in David Bell there at number 6, and then Slaughter at number 9. But you see there, Kyle Ramsey, our kicker, who's now injured, will be out for a while. He comes in at number 11. He was 9 or 10 there somewhere maybe, but he's from Missouri City, Texas. 71% grade there. Left tackle Fernando Carmona also has had a good year so far. He's from Las Vegas. He missed the top 10 just barely. And then right guard Josh Braun also has had a heck of a year so far this year. So those guys were in the top 10, but when I added in Bell and Danico Slaughter, it it changed the ratings there, and so pushed them down a little bit. But they're definitely what you call that coaching. That's a honorable mention, and that's big. Thinking of our offensive line ended last year, how bad we were. Now I always kept saying Josh Braun played well last year. He was good. He played well, but and then she bring in Fernando Carmona. He's played really well. And he's been a huge pickup at left tackle for us. And he needs to keep playing well, man. And that's what I'm saying, guys. This coaching staff has done such a great job at bringing in talent. And we need to keep them. You can't keep changing coaches. And Pittman and them, to me, so far, they've shown that they know what they're doing. And they're going to keep getting better. But you only get better if you get better players. And they've shown they can recruit. They can recruit well at every position. And I truly believe we can play with any team in the country with our talent, with the team we have. We're that good. I agree with Coach Pittman on that. And so anyway, we're halfway point of the season. Got big LSU tonight. Need a big win. They're coming to Fayetteville. Man, we got to play well. We'll be a little rusty at first, I think. But then hopefully we'll come on. LSU had a tough game last week, overtime game. Against Ole Miss. And they beat Ole Miss. And thank goodness I'm glad they did. But they beat them in overtime, so hopefully they might be a little beat up. Hopefully we're a little bit rested, and let's go get them, man. We got to play. We got to be a huge win tonight. Put us at 5-2, I think, and just a huge win if we can get it. So that's all I got, guys. That's the top 10. Let me see if I can back it up here. That is the top 10 so far through the 2024 season through week 6, and let's keep rolling. That's all I got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, man. I try to do 2 or 3 videos a week. Like I said, I meant to do this one last Sunday, but I just was so busy. But anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Last thing is, go Hogs. Let's go get a tiger tonight.